Man, I have not seen a Santa Claus this hardcore since the days of Mick Foley. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, here with my brief thoughts on Violent Night. This was directed by Tommy Wirkola, I hope I'm saying the name right, and the movie starred David Harbour, John Leguizamo, Beverly D'Angelo, among others. It tells the story of Santa, played by David Harbour. Santa has had just about enough. The magic is almost nearly gone. I stress almost, because there are some people who still in fact believe. But while he is making the rounds, begrudgingly, he hits up the Lightstone house, a very, very bad family who gets their door kicked in by a mass team led by Scrooge, played by John Leguizamo, who wants about $300 million hidden away in a vault. Immediately when I saw this trailer, I knew I was in for a good time because the trailer for this looked awesome. And so when it finally came out, I was excited. And now that I've seen it, I had a great time with this one. It is not perfect, but I did have a great time. First and foremost, there is David Harbour as Santa. He completely crushed it. And honestly, for a movie called Violent Night, they actually gave Santa Claus a little bit of lore that I was not anticipating, but was honestly kind of interesting. I've seen some reviews talking about a need for a prequel or a sequel, or a want for a prequel or a sequel. And I got to get on that hype train too. I wouldn't mind seeing a prequel to this because there are glimpses, there are hintings, but there's nothing truly concrete. And I love that. Best I could gather is that Santa is secretly of the Ragnar Lothbrok persuasion. John Leguizamo is John Leguizamo. He's consistently really good in most things, and he more than plays up the villain here. And honestly, he is almost dwarfed as the villain by this wretched family, but more on them in a second. The other standout is Leah Bradley as the little girl Trudy. She absolutely crushed it, and I hope that she is cast in more stuff going forward because she does indeed deserve it. Another thing that I love generally about the movie is that the action sequences aren't CGI'd to death. Everything is in camera, there's no shaky cam. It all looks like actual stunt work was done, which if that is the case, then props to the stunt team. I hope they were well compensated for that because some of the stunts looked really painful. There are a couple of scenes that are definite callbacks to Home Alone, especially some of the booby traps. And there are definitely more than a few callbacks to Die Hard here. Die Hard is actually referenced in the movie. You'll know when you hear it. But overall, the movie is an original story and you got to be inspired by some things. So ultimately, it's not a totally cliched movie, but it takes good things from both Die Hard and Home Alone and throws it into a melting pot, and it eventually just becomes its own thing. By far and away, the biggest negative that I do have with the movie is the family, like I mentioned. I despised almost all of these people, with the exception of the oldest son and his, at the start of the movie, separated wife, and of course Trudy. Those are the only good ones. The rest are garbage human beings. The matriarch of the family is played by Beverly D'Angelo, yes, Clark Griswold's wife. The daughter is played by Edie Patterson of the Righteous Gemstones fame. I was wondering why I disliked her so much. Come to find out, she played a very unlikable person in the Righteous Gemstones, and she played a very unlikable person here. Edie Patterson's very talented at playing disgusting people. There's the boyfriend who is a movie star and is completely full of himself and thinks he's a badass when in reality he wouldn't know his ass from his elbow. And then there is the daughter's son, who is an Instagram influencer and has already got one sexual assault lawsuit that was settled out of court. Yeah, this is the family that we're supposed to be rooting for. Now, I should caveat this by saying that I have a feeling this movie was going in this direction of of Christmas has lost a lot of the magic thanks to consumerism. And I completely understand that. People just being greedy for the sake of, hey, it's Christmas, and using the magic of the holiday to justify the empty spending that goes on. I understand that. And I understand what the movie was trying to go for. But channeling it into this family was just near insufferable at times. To quote the great Roger Ebert,
that I admire what he did, and I hate it.
If there's one thing I can say about the family is that they're not entirely useless. They actually do some things at the end that contribute to the overall good nature of the movie. So they're redeemed somewhat. But it's a long road to get there. And just to sell how bad it is, my dislike of this family knocked it down a grade for me. It's that bad. But overall, I did indeed have a great time with this. This movie is a lot of fun. David Harbour really puts the work in as Santa. The action is fun. Trudy is one of the best parts, as well as David Harbour. And overall, I'm going to give this movie a very high good rating. I can't go great because of my hatred for that family, but I can definitely see this entering the Christmas classic rotation with many years of hindsight going forward. But if you have seen Violent Night, what did you think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.